I'm talking bulletproof, kind of suit, reflect the struggle that they put us through. With the strength to fight the power like Chuck D do. With the insight to be equal, note the sky needed a voice that finds reason to multiply. People in the streets for the cause, marching on Washington miners will be walking through walls. Type of superhero show up when ain't no one to call. That'll shield you from them shields that been killing us all. High beams for eyes to peek the villains in the dark. Power of resolution for a war would even start. The knowledge to build and grow where they live and take care of the kids and the older folk. The clean cause they need it most. Politics with the kings about economic growth. Cure PTSD cause mental health ain't a joke. Feed the hungry and dope. Everyone would know everywhere we go. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Be the black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Be the black superhero. Save us. It's gonna take love and a lot of trust me. Just to get the faith and know that. Because you got mine, I got your back. I know. It's gonna take one of us to save us. It's gonna take love and a lot of trust me. Just to get the faith and know that. Because you got mine, I got your back. I know. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Be the black superhero.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding it like we knew it all. Not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbilly. Cubone staying with the lick. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
So let the rhythm hit 'em, just let the rhythm hit 'em. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system, you turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up. We never turn it down, universal sound. When we take a pound, take a look around. When we touch the town, not the way, stomping in my big black J's. Corny, get stuck in the maze. We never suffer fools, had enough of you. False friends and loose ends make me wanna fool. That we got another world tour, touching every shore, from Cali to Singapore.
Every day I'm seeing more in the temple as we rock up tempo instrumentals. I saw my dream in a dream, then I woke up. Put the dream team together. Now we one time.
So let the rhythm hit 'em, just let the rhythm hit 'em. Cause when you feel it in your soul, lift the sound system, let's turn it up, a little louder, turn it up, a little louder, turn it up.
I told my boys it ain't no limit. Told all my dogs it ain't no limit. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
I'm whipping in track out with messed up suspension. I drove it so fast that I blew out the engine. I kept it too real ever since the beginning. I play offensive D, I might switch my position. Lil' mama was thirsty, so I had to quench. I'ma drive real fast, cause you know I shoot quick. Just like traffic Kelsey, I be having emotions. Just like a lamb, man, you know I'm exploding. My heart cold, bad, I ain't got emotions. I'm going hard, yeah, you know I'm devoted. We running street, yeah, you know we control it. She love the kids, she be busting it over. I'm quarterbacking like I'm Kyler Murray. Trying to win, I'm up at practice early. Going crazy, I just real the jersey. It's the first half and we done dropped 30. We just up to scoring them, boy, man.
I told my boys it ain't no limit. Told all my dogs it ain't no limit. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
gave her a jersey, I told her to join my team. It's best you go where it's safe. You know how I play, I get to a sack like Frank. You can teach money to fly, I turn it a hop. I catch it and go to the bank. It's crazy, I'm used to the lights, I'm shining so bright. This visor to cover my face. You see me working and working, I'm getting it done. But soon they be feeding me grapes.
I told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head
They
in the
screaming my
game.
name when I walk in the building. Yellow diamonds on me like I play for the Steelers. I'm in the field, yup, just like a Steeler. Oh, this your girl, my band had the Steeler. I hop on the beat and I float like a real. I caught a TD, yeah, right across the middle. I'm speaking facts, boy, you telling riddles. Can't hang with the gang, so we had to sit them down. I'm in LA, riding around in the round. My dog just called, say he finna touchdown. When I call a play, you won't hear a sound. Hold up, money caller right now. I gotta go and get it, and it don't matter how. All I know is man, yeah, I'm 10 toes down. I keep my head high and my eyes on the prize. Yeah, my feet on the ground. Let's go.
I told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game. Two turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make better get around right now.
With it. You either fight or flight, I ain't one for the ledge living. I do it for the one that died but fed millions. With soul food flowed and stocked my bare kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move, they gladly imitate it. I ain't flattered, I'm a dragon to you.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. The Giants had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Right back to him on first down. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield to make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get it inside the 20 and all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. First down, and they'll try to run the option left. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
52, check right, check pink, check view.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 2 yards on the pickup, it'll be 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it, because 4 for 4 already, I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
And Johnson's kick is good. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Dre Greenlaw in there on the tackle. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson, and the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeaux, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. They'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They trail 3-0 after the INT last time led to a field goal, but now another fresh start here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. On the move past the 40. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
To throw again on 2nd down, Watson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
York able to send this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Greg Newsome. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Looking to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up in a couple of minutes' time. We'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. That's complete. It's Bell. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson. This is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Brownsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Now a first down throw. Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, the first half very even. I mean, really in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They run again on first down, Chubb, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the 39, Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a third down and 3.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 19-yard line. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Chubb on the counter. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, hard to argue with that being their best drive of the game so far as they use the running game to get them into the end zone.
Couldn't agree more, partner. Prior to that drive, they sputtered a little bit, but it looks like they found the formula. I would expect them to go back to that more and more as this game develops.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken from about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle there by John Johnson.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with possession of the football, but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Second and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Browns are going to get it back here just past the 35. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
They begin this drive with Chubb. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second down, here's Chubb again. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Watson. Drops it off for Chubb. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. York able to send this one through. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss, because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have...
Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It was a 2-possession game. It is a 2-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that drop.
And obviously now, no chance at all to get those points that they so desperately needed.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Watson now to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. No gain at all on the play there, and that brings up fourth.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for Cleveland,